What's up, guys? So I've been meaning to talk about virtual reality, and I thought, why not do it now that PlayStation is going to be releasing the PlayStation VR in like a week? Not even a week, like a few days. 2016 is like, the topic is VR, but it's nothing new. Like VR, the idea of VR has been around since the 80s, and even longer if you start to consider the idea of like 3D and stuff like that, with like those blue and red 3D glasses. It was already starting to play around with the idea of things looking more real. It reminds me of those like as seen on TV HD glasses, because you don't see the world in HD. It's like, what? How? Somebody with 20/20 vision, is it really 20/20 vision? It's all a hoax. There's no such thing as 20/20 vision. You are not seeing the world in HD. But yeah, virtual reality has been around for a long time, but now it's just becoming, I think, more of a topic because of the technology available. I also think people are more open to the idea. It's pretty much an accessory for the PlayStation, and I don't think we've ever had that in a console. Unless you think of like, but that wasn't an accessory to any console, but like the Nintendo Virtual Boy. I think the technology didn't really meet the idea yet. The most popular ones right now are the HTC Vive, the Oculus Rift, the Sony PlayStation VR. My favorite though is the Google Cardboard. It looks like something I created when I was like 10 years old. I'm gonna sue them. Sony PlayStation VR is going to be released on the 13th of this month. The Oculus Rift was released in March 28th of this year. HTC Vive was released in April 5th of this year. And then there's others like the Samsung Gear Virtual Reality, which was released November 27th of last year. The Google Cardboard, June 25th of 2014. Google Daydream View, which is going to have a release in November of this year, I believe. Microsoft HoloLens, which is March 30th of this year. The Razer OS VR HDK 2, there was already a 1, I think there's pre-orders now. I'm not sure if it was released already to the 2. And the Faux VR pre-orders open in November. So a lot of VR in 2016. And a lot of these things apply to gaming, obviously, because gaming is the medium or the outlet that really involves the user. A lot of people have asked me if I am going to be using any VR sets or if I've ever used VR. My answer is always no, because I have horrible motion sickness. I don't need a virtual reality set to already feel sick playing games. You know, that concept is really interesting because people that don't even suffer from motion sickness have told me that they feel really sick sometimes when playing specific types of games. The Oculus Rift and the PlayStation VR, I don't know about the other ones, but those are, you sit down and you've got a controller, I think, and then you just play. If you're sitting down and you are seeing yourself in this virtual reality moving around, standing up and moving around, that's where your brain starts to get really weirded out. Or also if you're seeing that you're in a car or that you're flying or that you're on a roller coaster, like that stuff could really mess with your brain because motion sickness is triggered through what your brain is receiving from your eyes and ears. So in your ears is your vestibular system, which is pretty much what handles balance and the sense of movement. When your vestibular systems in your ear are telling you you are sitting down, you are not moving, but your eyes are seeing things that are moving. So like when you're in a car, you're in a plane, you're on a boat, anything like that, or when you're playing video games, you're watching specific movies. When your eyes are telling you that you are moving, but you're sitting, that's when that could cause motion sickness. Some people are more sensitive to it, some people aren't. The Vive is different. The Vive, you actually are standing up and there's cameras, which is why it's more expensive. There's cameras around the room, I believe, and you have like these remotes or something like that, which are the controller. So I've heard that a lot of people that actually suffer from motion sickness, the Vive doesn't really affect them because you are moving. Your brain is not receiving confusing senses where your vestibular system is telling you you're sitting, but your eyes are telling you, no, you're moving. So both your ears and your eyes are in sync. So let me talk a little bit about the main VRs right now, which are the Vive, the Oculus Rift, and the PlayStation VR. The Vive is $799. It's already available to buy. It's in collaboration with Valve, the creators of Half-Life, and Steam. So it pretty much plugs into your PC, and it has 70 sensors to offer 360-degree head tracking as well as 90 hertz refresh rate. The stat that's key to keeping down latency, which is the technical term for the effect that causes motion sickness. So if you want to try the VR but you have issues with motion sickness, I think the Vive is definitely the one to choose. It is the most expensive, or one of the most expensive out of these three mainstream ones right now, because there are more expensive ones. There's one that's like $3,000. The Oculus Rift. I think the Oculus Rift was actually the first one to make it something as mainstream as it is now. It was actually funded by Kickstarter and backed up by Facebook for $2 billion. It plugs into your computer and it tracks your head movements to provide 3D imagery on its stereo screens. The consumer edition uses a 2160 by 1200 resolution, working at 233 million pixels per second with a 90 hertz refresh rate. It does match the Vive for its refresh rate, but apparently it is below the PlayStation VR. But since it could plug into your PC and use the power of the PC, it is pushing a lot more pixels than the Sony headset. And the Oculus Rift runs for $599. In my opinion, I think the Sony PlayStation VR out of these three looks the most high-tech, looks the most futuristic because of lights and all that. It's being released on the 13th of October, which is in 4 days. All you need is a PlayStation 4. That's it to play the VR, or the PlayStation VR. It is $399. So I think the PlayStation VR has the best opportunity, the best bet to actually kick off the whole idea of VR. It really makes me wonder where VR is going to go after this. It is now going to be a part of a home entertainment system. You know, just like kind of like the Kinect. As old of a concept as it is, it's always been very sci-fi-ish and kind of a scary thought, especially with what I've been hearing people saying about using VR headsets, that when they use it for a long time and they take it off, they don't really know it's real. And I'm like, oh, what? That their brain starts to really mess with them, that they feel like they're in game when they're not. And they feel like this weird sensation. And I'm like, how is that with time passing of people using these things regularly, which I don't think VR is ever going to be the mainstream, the thing that, you know, it's going to take over controllers and people are just going to be using VR headsets. I don't think that's ever going to be the case. But how is that going to affect our brains? It kind of creeps me out. Like, I'm like, dude, it's like those old school, like those 80s virtual reality movies where, you know, like Hackers or something like that, where you just like, you kind of like lose the sense of, or like The Matrix, so you lose the sense of reality and you don't really know where you are and stuff. Oh, that's just, it's kind of creepy to me. It's kind of scary. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I was reading like an article, I'll put it in the description, called "This Is Your Brain on Virtual Reality." Even though you know it's just a headset, even though you know it's just a game, even though you know it's not real, your brain will fool you. It will fool you 100%, because it's the senses that you're getting and it looks so real. And in the moment, your brain is truly believing what you are seeing, and it is immersive. And the minute you take it off, it's kind of like this weird feeling, because your brain is kind of like, wait a minute, wasn't I just in the reality, or what? Dr. Kimberly Vole, computer scientist, says, what we're able to do today with the technology that has just emerged in the last couple days is so much more robust and so much more powerful that so many of the theories are proving not to hold water. they're just not relevant when we're able to do things at this level of quality. So I think we really need to look at it. We need to think long and hard about what long-term exposure looks like. So yeah, are we at the peak of a Matrixy generation? The Matrix generation. It's exciting. It's impressive. I definitely do appreciate the technology and where it's going and where it's at, but it is very intimidating to me, at least. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Have you ever used any VR headset? What are your experiences? What's it feel like after you use it for a while? Are you going to be getting the PlayStation VR? If not, do you have the Vive? Does it mess with your motion sickness? So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.